April could be the most important month of the year. And if you spend your resources on the wrong days, you might regret it for weeks. Let me walk you through everything that is coming, and exactly when to move. Before we touch the calendar, there is one thing that could change everything this month. Based on how the last few Titan releases were timed, April could be the month Lumira finally arrives in Dominion era. Lumira is the new light Titan already released in Hero Wars Alliance, and if the same release pattern repeats, the pre-order could open around April 10th, with the full Lumira event following about a week later, around April 18th. This is not official information. It is my personal read based on how previous releases were structured. But it is important enough that it should influence how you think about spending this entire month. So keep it in mind as we go through everything together. Now let's look at the calendar itself. The month actually gets busy right from day one. April 1st brings both time for pranks and Tournament of Hero Power running together. Then on April 2nd, Legacy of the Great Ones joins in. And on April 3rd, Foundation of Power and Seer's Game complete the early rotation. A familiar opening to the month, nothing surprising there. April 6th brings Spring Rebirth. And right away, something stands out, Hero Brawls is missing. It normally opens on the 6th every single month. This time it is simply not there. Instead, what we get is Cosmic Battle returning on April 7th. Cosmic Battle has been absent for a while now, and its return is honestly one of the more interesting things on this calendar. The question is whether it comes back in its original form, or whether the developers have added something new to refresh it. We will find out. If it follows the standard structure, it runs 5 days from April 7th to April 11th, with the ban phase opening on day 1. That whole week is worth watching closely, not just for the rewards, but to see how the mode returns. April 9th brings Guardians of Outland. April 10th, Area of Conquest starts as usual. And April 10th is also the exact date I would watch for a possible Titan pre-order, if Lumira is really on her way. Elemental Synergy follows on April 13th and Portal Anomaly on April 14th. Both are useful events on their own, but if a new Titan drops that same week, they naturally become secondary to everything else happening around them. Then the second half of April arrives, and the calendar shifts into a completely different gear. Tournament of Titan Power on April 17th. Power of Titans on April 18th. Foundation of Power, and Titan Brawls both launching on April 22nd. Guardians of Outland returning on April 24th. Ascension to Asgard on April 25th. The Great Storm on April 26th. Weaving Patterns on April 28th. It stacks up fast. Event after event, building on top of each other. If you arrive at this stretch with your resources still intact, it pays off in a big way. If you spent everything in the first week, that stretch is going to hurt. So now let's talk about the best days to spend. Because this is really where the planning makes a difference. April 3rd, 4th, and 5th already have 4 active events running at the same time, which makes those days genuinely attractive for spending right out of the gate. And April 5th also adds X5 emeralds on top of that, so if you are planning to combine purchases with multiple event benefits, that day is one of the stronger early options. April 7th has 3 active events. April 10th and 11th push back up to 4. On the Olympus calendar, days with 4 or more events get marked with a star, that is our shorthand for the conditions are unusually good today, pay attention. But here is the honest advice, and I want to say this clearly. Even with those solid days in the first half of the month, I would be careful about big spending before April 10th. The reason is simple. If Lumira is coming, and I genuinely believe she is, then spending heavily on April 5th instead of saving for April 19th is a mistake you will feel. It is always better to see what the month is actually bringing first, and then commit your biggest resources once you know. Wait. Watch April 10th. Then decide. April 14th, 15th, and 18th each carry 3 active events, decent windows, still worth using for moderate spending. Then April 19th arrives with 4 active events at once. And if the Titan adventure launches around that same time, April 19th could become something more than just a strong day. It could be the best single spending opportunity of the entire month. April 20th runs right alongside it and looks nearly as strong. Further out, April 24th, 26th, and 28th each bring 3 active events, with April 28th also adding a X4 Emerald sale. Those are solid days. But they are not April 19th. If you are picking 2 days to protect your biggest resources for, right now, April 19th and April 20th are the targets. One last thing before I go. On the Olympus website calendar, we have now added a dedicated best days to spend section. Days with 4 or more active events are marked there clearly, so you can find them without manually counting through everything yourself. We are going to keep building it out and making it more useful over time, and if there is something you want to see added, something that would make it more helpful for your planning, let us know. This calendar is built for you, and your feedback is genuinely what makes it better. One more month. One more chance to plan smarter than everyone else. If you want to stay ahead, subscribe, bookmark the Olympus calendar, and come back when April 10th gets close. That is when this month gets decided. And if you found this useful, share it with your guild. One good decision can change a whole alliance. See you on the battlefield. Salute and friendship.